Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Last week I left you with modern techniques of navigation. We are going to continue with that topic today. Also, remember I told you that I'm not going to do charts. They will be done by the teachers with charts in front of you, charts, tables, and publications. But the theory part of it, I will do a little bit of it for you so that you have the introductory part of charting and plotting on maps. Today our topic will be dead reckoning. Dead reckoning as one of the means of navigation. Dead reckoning, as a definition, is the process of calculating the ship's position by estimating the direction and the distance traveled. And this is done without using any landmarks or astronomical observations and electronic methods. You don't use that. It's just the process of calculating the ship position, estimating the direction and the distance traveled without these means like landmarks and astronomical methods. Now, the ship at this stage has deviated from its course. That needs to be corrected. We need to see the position. What causes this deviation? The answer, as we have already mentioned before, it could have been the currents, winds, and tides that are pushing the vessel to another direction or to another course. So, which means that there will be a current coming straight to the ship, pushing it. It forms a perpendicular angle towards the ship, and the ship deviates to the leeward side. So this current is coming on the leeway side. We will define the leeway. What is the leeway all about? Now, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, you know now that when you are calculating the process of calculating the current ship's position, that is dead reckoning, is by estimation. You are not using any other method except estimation. And also maybe you can base that on your estimated speed and elapsed time and course. Those are the kind of things you are going to use. So now this ship is corrected. Its slipping position is corrected. Then you have, as a resultant feature, an estimated position of the ship. Now, the leeway is that amount of drift motion towards a leeward side. That one is called the leeway, the amount of drifting motion as calculated is called leeway. Now, having said that, you need to put everything into perspective. And also, your measurements will be based on the known fix of the ship, right? Everything, the course that was traveled before must be known. Now the course of the vessel is no longer like as it was before. So now this one has been corrected. That is one of the kinds of techniques we use to find the position. We said the dead reckoning. Now a second one is we use the pilotage. Now the pilotage is when the ship is assisted or the captain is assisted by a pilot. There again, we are trying to determine the position of the ship or the course the ship should be taken in a port that is foreign to the captain. The port could be foreign or the port could be known, but pilotage is always required. The IMO at a certain stage, or still now, has got some territorial waters or some ports or straits that need pilotage. And then we call that compulsory pilotage as per need. But here now we are determining the position of the ship, the geographical area the ship is going to pass through, and also the hydrographic areas. So the hydrographic areas must be known, and the geography of the area must be known by the pilot. So the pilot will be sent there, whether by a boat or a helicopter. So it will be there, and then he starts guiding the master. Now, we regard this as finding the position or the route, the passage, by means of pilotage. Thirdly, we are mentioning, or we have celestial navigation. I've talked about celestial navigation. I've told you that the navigator now is using the planets, stars, moons, sun, etc., when finding the position of the ship, and also plotting the line of position. We talked about that one. We also can use the almanacs. I don't know whether to call them calendars or what, but an almanac is a publication, really, where the navigators can find information, and then they use that information to determine the position. They can also use the tables to know maybe the tides, how are tides in the port of Devon. I told you about that. So we know that the celestial bodies, as we said before, are also the sources of lines of position. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have that kind of information. To recap for you, I want you to read in my notes the modern techniques of navigation. That's why I said you'll have first a dead reckoning, and then you will have a dead reckoning will talk about the leeward and the leeward side, and the ship tracing of the ship position, or the slipping of the position, or slipping motion towards a wrong direction, and the perpendicular lines. You need to be able to draw a perpendicular and a right angle for that matter. Your math teacher will teach you how to draw a right angle, so that you know exactly what we mean when we say the current is intersecting, right? So when lines are intersecting one another at right angles, so you'll need to be able to draw that. And then we talked about the pilotage. How pilotage works when a ship is entering a foreign terrain in a port, that we are going to use the pilotage. And then the pilot is going to find the position of the ship vis-a-vis any object that could be an obstacle to that smooth entering in the port. So that passage is directed by the pilot. So I talked about the leeway. Leeway, which means how much the vessel has drifted, that calculation, right? It's caused by what? It's caused by the currents, tides, and winds. So we talked about that one. And then we talked about celestial navigation, where we will be using the lines of position as measurements. We talked about that one when we were dealing with celestial navigation. So they will assist us. We talked about tables. Tables are guidelines where one can get the data he wants to know. And then almanacs, those are publications one can use when plotting the ship's position. There is also what they call a spherical trigonometry. It's not about lines only. There's also spherical trigonometry, where we talk about now the branch of spherical geometry, when now there also you have to measure the angles, not necessarily perpendicular lines. So our video ends there today. Ladies and gentlemen, you must try by all means to look at my videos, listen, so that by the time your teacher is talking about these things, you already have a clue of what he's going to mention, the basic principles he's going to mention on that topic. I am dealing with the basics here, not with the details. That is why I'm not dealing with plotting and charting and all. It's because those kinds of things will need your teacher. Now, having listened to my videos, please subscribe. There is a red writing below. Just click there and subscribe. That will show me that you have listened to my video, and then also you'll be getting all the videos as they come. Do that favor for me. Thank you very much. I will make another video that will be specific on electronic navigation. That will be my next video. And also I will have one video per week, not many like I've done past week, because you had already started with your syllabus. I wanted to catch up. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.